just off the bone. Oh yes, look at these ribs. So I've just been to my butcher's and I've picked up a couple of racks of lamb ribs. Okay, and these are lovely lamb ribs. Okay, and they've been cut so they have this kind of uniform shape. I'm going to cook them today. I'm going to smoke them, and all you have to do is slice through in between the bones and you'll get wonderful moist ribs. Okay, now a lot of people do ribs really hot and fast. That's the one way, but the best way I find is to actually smoke them low and slow, a couple of hours, 4 to 6 hours. Okay, and the first step in any barbecue that I would suggest is dry brining. Now from my last video, people were asking me questions, what does dry brining mean? It basically means using salt to brine the actual meat. The salt will penetrate into the actual meat, whether it's chicken, whether it's beef, etc. Because salt is a very simple molecule, NaCl, sodium chloride, and that's the only molecule that can penetrate into the actual meat. Other things like chili, garlics, these are huge molecules, and if you remember osmosis back from school, and I'm a science teacher, you'll remember small molecules can pass through, okay, through the partially permeable membrane into the muscle tissue. Bigger molecules won't be able to do that. So let's get back to dry brining. Okay, so all you do is basically sprinkle salt on top. Now I'm doing this one-handed, but that's it. That's one side, and let's turn over. Let's do the other side. Okay, and that's dry brining. After this, I'll leave this, overnight preferably, if not a few hours. Then just before smoking, you can put your spice rub on top. A spice rub will be without the salt, because the salt has been put in already. This way, your meat will be lovely and juicy. So I've now applied a dry rub. Okay, this dry rub had no salt in it, so it's got paprika, brown sugar, white sugar, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and all you have to do is apply this rub, and then we can go onto the barbecue to smoke for a few hours. The lamb ribs have been given a coating of the spice rub, and now I'm going to set up the barbecue. Whenever you smoke, it's very important that you set up a 2-zone. You want to cook indirectly at a low temperature. So what I've got here is a whole load of briquettes, charcoal briquettes. These are better for low and slow. And I've got a water pan in here, and I'm going to explain what the water pan is there for. So what happens is that you need to light some barbecue coals. So these will be ready in a few minutes. And what we'll do is that we'll put those lit charcoals on top of these, and then we'll add some wood chunks. So this is apple wood chunks. I'm going to add 2 apple wood chunks on top of the lit charcoal, and that will give it a smoke. Now what will happen is that I will place the ribs on this side of the barbecue, so away from the actual heat source. So I'll place them here. Okay, and what I'll do is that I'll close the lid, and this side, the actual vent, you'll keep open, because what you want the smoke to come from here. You've got air vent here, so this will be open. The air will go in, it will feed the fire. Okay, the smoke will be drawn across the actual ribs, and then through this vent and then out. Okay, more air will be blown in, and this is the way that you want the airflow. Smoky food's all about airflow. So what will happen is that the smoke will go over the food while cooking the food. We're looking at a temperature around 250 Fahrenheit. 250 Fahrenheit is about 150, 120, 130 degrees. Okay, and this will slow cook for 4 hours, 5 hours, and then we'll come back with to check up on these in a little while. I've added a lit charcoal on top of the unlit charcoal. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to place that wood chunk on top, and then I'm going to close this, and then start putting my lamb ribs on to the barbecue. It's been a few hours since we started smoking. Temperature's been around constant, 120, 130 degrees. Let's lift this up. I put another water pan in there to maintain the temperature. But look at these babies. Oh yeah. So these are basically done. I'm just going to keep them in for a little while longer. One of the main tests that you can do is lift these up, and then if they bend, then you know they're done. Let's have a look. Yep. Maybe you can see that cracking. You know that these are done. Fantastic. Oh yes, look at these ribs. Just off the bone.